Today we're going to be showing you how to install Boost Auto Parts tow mirrors onto this 2012 Chevy Silverado. The procedure should be very similar for 2007 to 2013 truck. To get the products shown in this video, please visit our website at boostautoparts.com. Boost Auto Parts offers a wide variety of tow mirrors, parts, and accessories for many different vehicles. Available on our website at boostautoparts.com. We're going to show removing the door panel and installing the mirror on the passenger side. However, the procedure is very similar to the driver's side, so we'll just go ahead and open up the passenger door. First, we're going to go ahead and remove this door lock. You just take a small pick or a flathead screwdriver, pry out, and then it'll slide up. Then you're going to remove this trim cover behind the door handle. Now we're going to go ahead and remove this trim piece. There's 3 body clips. You can use a trim tool like this, or just careful with the screwdriver. You want to go to each one individually and pry it out. Now we need to pop off this cover back down here. We'll just use the body trim tool to do that. Now we're going to go ahead and use a 10mm and remove the bolt behind the door handle. Now there's 2 10mm. Right down here, we'll go ahead and remove those. Now there's trim clips located all around the door panel. We'll just go ahead and pop those with the body trim tool. Then the door panel will just lift up. Now for the door cable, there's going to be 2 tangs facing up and down. You're going to want to squeeze those, then it'll slide back and you can unlatch the door handle. Now you're going to want to remove this connector, and that connector. So there's just some tabs. You'll go ahead and unplug those. Then the door panel should just be able to be removed and set off to the side. Now you're going to go ahead and fish the wire for the original mirror back up towards the mirror. Now you go ahead and remove the foam. Now there's 3 10mm nuts. You're just going to go ahead and remove those and then hold the mirror while you're doing this. The mirror will come off once these are removed. Once these are off, some mirrors may have a little plastic guide in the middle here. If that's holding it on, you're just going to take some needle nose, squeeze those together so the mirror can be removed. I'll go ahead and mount the new mirrors provided by Boost Auto Parts to the vehicle. Go ahead and fish all the wires through. I'm going to go ahead and replace the nuts with the 10mm. You want to make sure these are snugged down pretty tight. If your mirrors do have this secondary orange wire, do not pull the extra slack out of that wire. That slack needs to be left in there so that the mirror can extend. I'll go ahead and route the wires back over towards the other ones. Now if you purchase signal and running light or switchback mirrors, you'll have this additional orange wire. You're going to want to go ahead and plug that in. Now you'll want to go ahead and plug in the white and gray wire. You're going to want to pull back this white splash shield. There's just a little bit of glue holding it on, so you just carefully pull it back. You want access to about half the door panel, and then that should be sufficient. Now we're going to go ahead and release the door boot. To do that, there are 2 plastic tabs, one on the top and one on the bottom. You're just going to take a flathead screwdriver, push up and down, and that'll release this boot. You're going to take the wire in through that hole and take it out through the hole down here, and you're going to carefully pull the slack, being careful not to chafe the wires. Then you can go ahead and put the splash shield back over the door area. When you're running the wires, you want to make sure that you're clear of the window. Now Now you're going to want to take a welding rod or really any firm piece of metal, so you can also use a coat hanger, one of those metal coat hangers that you've cut up, and you're going to run from one side of the boot to the other. You're going to want to start on the cab side and run over. So the trick is you kind of want to get the boot scrunched together, then you have less to go through, and then you just run the rod through. Now it should poke through on the other side just like so. And you're going to go ahead and tape your wires to that piece. And then you'll just pull it back through the other side, and that will pull your wires through the boot. And then go ahead and just carefully pull all the slack through, being careful not to chafe anything. Now you should just be able to grab the wires on the other side. You'll go ahead and poke it through, and then grab it, and you'll pull your slack through, being careful not to chafe anything. And you'll just go ahead and snap the boots back on. So you've got one here and one here. There's just those tabs that you released originally, so you just push those together and that'll snap on. You're just going to go ahead and fish the wires to the other side. You can use a piece of wire, otherwise you may just be able to push them through. If you have someone else on the other side, you can just go ahead and grab the wires, pull the slack through, being careful not to chafe them. So you can see there's two boots that go back through the firewall. We're going to be going in through the small boot on the left-hand side. So you're just going to take a small piece of wire, poke through that, and then you're going to grab it on the other side. And just go ahead and fish the wire in. Up on the driver's side, you can see there's the two boots. There's the larger one way back up in there. The one that we're coming through is actually down here. So just go ahead and push the wire through, and you should see it pop up right back on the back side here. You go ahead and grab it. So you can see now we have the wire down here. We're going to go ahead and tape our wires to it and pull it back through to fish it under the hood. So now we've gone ahead and taped the orange and the white to that wire we poked through. You're going to want to leave the gray in the driver's side kick panel, as we will ground it out inside the cab of the truck. Now we'll just go ahead and carefully pull the wire through, and with that should come the orange and the white wires. Now with the orange and the white wires, you can run both the driver's side and the passenger side to the underhood, or you can splice them together in the driver's side kick panel, whichever you prefer. Go ahead and remove the fuse box cover. Now for the orange wire, if equipped, you're going to want to tap it to the LT fuse. That's going to be a 15 amp. It may be in a slightly different location, so reference your fuse box, but you'll want to go ahead and begin by just removing the original fuse. Now this is very important. You want to put the fuse that you removed into the lower slot on the fuse tab so that the truck lights continue working properly. Now you're going to take the orange wire and crimp it into the premium fuse tab purchased from Boost Auto Parts. Just go ahead and put the fuse tab into the original fuse location. Now for the white wire, we're going to go ahead and hook it up to the trailer backup. In this vehicle, it's going to be this 10 amp over here. We'll go ahead and begin by removing it. Now you go ahead and place the original fuse into the lower slot on the premium fuse tab purchased from Boost Auto Parts. And you go ahead and crimp the white wire into the fuse tab. And now you'll go ahead and plug the fuse tab into the original location of the fuse. So in this case, we spliced the wires together in the driver's side kick panel and then just ran one wire up, so one orange, one white. So in the driver's side kick panel, we spliced the two oranges together and spliced the two whites together. If you have enough wire, you can simply run both wires up, and then you would have the two orange wires in the one fuse tab and then the two white wires in the other. I'm going to take both gray wires, put them into the ring terminal provided by Boost Auto Parts, and go ahead and crimp it down. Now we're going to go ahead and remove this back here. It's held on by a 10 mil. Then we'll just go ahead and put the ring terminal back onto the stud. We'll put the nut back over it and just tighten it down. You just want to go ahead and snug it up with a ratchet, just like so. Then you'll just go ahead and put your fuse box cover back on, and you'll want to just go back through the entire truck, tying up the wires with some zip ties or whatever you would like. Featured here is the switchback, which is going to go from a white running light over to an amber signal. So you just want to go ahead and test everything and then go ahead and put the door panels back together. We're going to go ahead and put the door panel back on. Go ahead and reconnect the door handle. So you start by just sliding the rod in there and then push the cable through just like so. Then you're going to plug in the mirror controls as well as the other connectors for the door switch. Now when the door panel goes back in, it needs to first clip over this lip here in the door seal. So you go ahead and just kind of angle the door panel, clip it over that, just like so. And then once it slides down, you're gonna wanna make sure this clears here. And then there's just some body trim clips, so just go ahead and push those back in. I'll go ahead and put our foam back in. Then we'll go ahead and replace the trim piece. Now you go ahead and replace the 10mm bolt. Now you go ahead and put the dust cover back over. And you're going to replace these two 10mm bolts. Now you go ahead and put the trim piece back in. I'll go ahead and put the door lock back on. You're going to slide it down, slide the clip in to lock it in place, and then it should be on. And just like that, your installation is complete. To purchase the products shown in this video, please visit our website at boostautoparts.com.